The other nebula is but a whopping 500 plus light years away from us. From 2000 till now, it has bloomed at record pace. It has shown activities that NASA cannot fathom. NASA is paranoid. They're all paranoid. They have no control. They have nothing. That's the actuality. If it's limiting, it's nothing. It doesn't matter what degree that limitation is. It is dead. It is a dead factor, a dead value, non-reactive, non-living. And that is where non-living perspectives go, to dead space or non-living space. And that space has already occurred. That space is already there, waiting. The only thing we are waiting for right now, we as in I and whom and where I come from, is to see if the media makes the right move on the government that fully opens the door to a global government exposure. There are plenty waiting that have thousands of folders, documents, recordings, you name it, ready to put on the table and unravel the government. Waiting because to see the media unfold the government, to see the system that broad, dismantle the ones who made it. Now, wouldn't that be the ultimate expression of irony? Would it not? Now, if, let's just say, it doesn't happen, it doesn't matter. Because, as of now, well, as of a long time actually, the amount of energy, the, well, what you could call as energy, it's not energy at all, it's essence, is so widely compressed now, so unfathomably, words cannot describe. If a nebula 5,000 light years long, this was documented, this cannot be, you cannot, whoever this pertains to that's speculating, cannot get around this. Google images, double helix nebula, you can't get around it. NASA's already posted it, formed in one day, one night, not even 24 hours. You cannot get around this. This is the truth. 5,000 light years long in one night. Okay, how many light years long is the Earth? Not one. How many light years long is our solar system? If that can happen in one night, that is an expression. That is an expression to say that is not only what can occur, but what's going to be quantified in eternal values that even I can't sum up. It can happen in an instant. Just as you can realize life in an instant, you can realize realization in an instant that changes your life, that allows you to be abundantly eternal. It can be so for a planetary being. It can be so for the existence around you and space around you. It can be so. Speculation and doubt, dead. Limited thought values do not matter. The actuality, the true values, what matters, matters. Reassurance for those who think that it is just too far out of the perspective for things to change because they're not seeing the change. But that's true. We want to see the change. We want to acknowledge. We want to finally acknowledge. We want to finally live. So for that side of the debate, I do agree with you entirely. I've had my moments where, not doubt, but a little bit of hesitation, just a wondering of, is it time? Is it something more that I need to do? No. Ironically, now it is a sense of time, though. Time is deciding a bit. Time is essentially a part of the essence also. But when you live in the actuality, the eternity, time that only exists is how long it took for you to realize something and how long it took to create something out of that. That's all. Not a schedule. Not how many days to live. Not how many hours to sleep. Not how many days to live. Not how many decades to hundreds of years to live. Not how many hours to sleep. Not how many times or ways to be. Eternity. Eternal direction of what is progressive, which is obvious. And without these influences around you, you will have no potential chance of being able to react unnaturally anymore, really. I mean, the only way that there's going to be unnatural reactions still is because this was a very unfair, unjust, and unnecessary way of living. So there is probably going to be some conditions afterward. There is probably, but my gosh, the elixirs you all will witness are going to be profound beyond your imagination, beyond any comprehensive possibility you have. I quoted this to one of my friends one time on Skype. If you had 400 years with all beings within your presence to share everything you can imagine that is evolving and beautiful itself, to share with you 400 years to make the best story, the best happiness of anything. 400 years? What would you be able to write? Let's say it's the actuality of this example is very true. So even further, your mind is open 110%. You're able to visually see your words and messages conveyed in absolute perfection of visual perspectives and standards, along with the quantification of all, along with the quantification of gods and goddesses. 400 years? Yes, that is one person being asked that. And that goes for everyone. And then quantified. That is the actuality. If you ever hear me mentioning the actuality is what to expect. Now, I don't only say what to expect in unnatural circumstances, but that is what is in all other universes and existences, and soon to be this one as well. There is going to be a glorious rejoicement that some have seen. Some realize that when the ETs come down and we see our star families, there is definitely going to be a rejoicement, no doubt. But when you have the quantification of the hybrid existence, and then goddesses and gods, and then nebulas speaking to you, and then the quantifications in eternity don't end. You're going to see fireworks in the sky that I can't even describe. I've seen it in a dream, but my gosh, I cannot describe. There are many dreams I have seen of this witnessing. And what you want so much to occur, you really truly don't realize how spectacular this is going to be. And when you see how spectacular it's going to be, you will realize why wait was even a value. We are waiting to see if the ultimate peace is expressed. We are waiting for one peace. One. And that is irony's ultimate expression. I believe the media is going to pull it off. If the healthcare bill does pass, we are going to see everyone protest, as I've seen in a vision. There are two visions. Either the media cracks the government, or the government passes the healthcare bill, and it is within that time that the day